topology in the sense arrangement of systems. How many different ways that I can arrange the system? I need the wire to transmit the data from sender to receiver. This GSM abbreviation you can expect for 1 mark, so please make a note of it. Everybody says that SIM. What is SIM? Subscriber Identity Module. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the 6th session on networking concepts. What is that we have discussed in the previous sessions? Can all of you recollect what we have discussed? Of course, it's a very quite lengthy chapter, but you will have a lot of content and you will learn a lot in this chapter. I know all of you would have forgotten what I have done in the previous sessions, but before I start the session for all of you, I will just give you a small recap what we have done in detail. Right? So what is that we have discussed in this chapter? We started with what exactly the networks is all about. So let's start recollecting what is that we have discussed. The first thing that I started with, the definition for networks. So we understood the definition of networks, and the next, why do we need the network, is what I have discussed in the second topic. That is what I will call it as need of network. So fine, we understood the need and the definition of network. What is next that we have discussed? We also understood the goals. It might look both are similar, but you need to understand what is the need and what is the goals of network. After that, we started discussing the different important reference models that we have. It's very, very important. So we started with, what is the reference model we started with? So the first one is OSI reference model. What is the first one that we have? OSI reference model. OSI in the sense open system interconnect. So you have to remember, we have 7 layers in this OSI reference model. How many layers we have? We have 7 layers in this OSI reference model, followed by we have one more model, that is TCP bar IP. We have TCP bar IP. We have 2 different reference models. One is OSI reference model, another one is TCP bar IP. So fine, we have discussed this in detail. What is the next concept that we understood? So come on, my dear students, try to recollect. We have discussed types of servers. What is the next one that we have discussed? Types of servers. When it comes to the types of servers, please tell me how many different types of servers we have. We have 2 different types of servers. One is dedicated, another one is non-dedicated. I will just call it as D and ND. Dedicated server and non-dedicated server is what we have discussed in detail in the session 1. Along with that, the next topic that we discussed is types of network. In this types of network, you should remember how many different types of networks we have. What is that? We have types of network. Under this topic, we have LAN. We have LAN, MAN and WAN. LAN, WAN and MAN. That's what you have to remember when it comes to the concept of types of network. So let's have a quick recap. So please understand the definition of network you should remember, and the goals and the needs of network, and also you should remember the reference models, OSI reference model as well as TCP bar IP reference model. Along with that, you should remember the types of servers that we have and types of networks that we have. Right? So we have discussed all these things. The next important thing that you have to remember when it comes to the previous session is different topologies that we had. What is the different topologies that we had? Can anybody recollect types of topologies? What is the meaning of topology? Topology in the sense, please understand, topology in the sense arrangement of systems. How many different ways that I can arrange the system is what I will call it as topologies. So we have discussed, come on everybody, the first one is bus, the second one is star, the third one that we started with is trees, and the fourth one that we have is mesh, and the fifth one is ring. So this is what we have discussed in the previous session with respect to topologies. Fine, sir. This also you can expect for 5 marks. This also you can expect for 5 marks. This also you can expect for 5 marks. All these things are the important question with respect to 5 marks. Then after that, what did we discuss? We also discussed a very important concept, that is transmission media. What is that we discussed? Transmission media. So transmission media is also one of the important concept that you should remember. Transmission medium. Right? So under this topic, we have discussed twisted pair. What is that we discussed? Twisted pair. So we have two types of twisted pair, shielded and unshielded twisted pair. Right? So I have discussed the advantages of shielded and unshielded twisted pair. Along with that, we also discussed something called coaxial cable. Coaxial cable. Right? So when it comes to the coaxial cable, we have two things. One is thick net, another one is thin net. So it depends on the distance it carries the signals. That's what you have to remember. And then after that, we also discussed about fiber optics. What is that we discussed? Fiber optics. So how exactly the data is getting transmitted in the light is what we have discussed in the fiber optics. So fine, this I will call it as a guided media. We have something called unguided media. So like microwaves, radio waves, okay, satellite, all these things, laser, all these things we have discussed in the previous session when it comes to the transmission media, right? So this is the detailed recap of what I have done in the previous sessions. Before I start the next topic, make sure that you should not have any of the doubts in any of the topic. So guys, I will just move out of the frame. Please take a screenshot. I want everybody to know all the topic, whatever I have discussed in detail. Right? I'll just move out of the frame, just take a screenshot, and then I will go to the next topic. Okay. So moving on to the next topic for the day. So guys, listen to me carefully. The topic is wireless and mobile computing. What exactly wireless and mobile computing? Yen wireless antandre? You don't have the wire. Why should I need the wire? I need the wire to transmit the data from sender to receiver. Enik beko? Idana nan sender anta karitini, idana nan receiver anta karitini. I want to send some data from the sender to receiver. Using the wire, I'm transmitting the data. But when it comes to wireless antandre, you are able to send the data from the sender to the receiver without wire. That is what I will call it as a wireless. That's what I will call it as a wireless. Point number 1. You are able to communicate without the wire. You are able to send the data without the wire from sender to receiver. That's what I will call it as a wireless communication. So, yavodella technology na use martini to send or to transmit the data from the sender to receiver without wire. I use laser, satellite, fixed wireless, radio, telephones, all these things I am using to transmit the data without the help of wire. Fine, sir. We understood what is wireless. Then what is this mobile computing? Computing in the sense you are performing some task. You are performing some task. That is what I will call it as computing. What is mobile? Mobile in the sense you are not fixed in one particular place. You are moving around. You are performing some task by moving around. You're not in a one particular place. That is what I will call it as a stationary. So please understand, you're not in one position. You're not in one geographical position to perform some tasks. You are moving around. You can move around to perform the task. That is what I will call it as a mobile computation. What happens when it comes to the mobile computing? So you are not required or you are not supposed to stay connected to the base station. What is this base station? Base station is a place where it controls all other devices in the network. You are not required, it is not necessary that you have to stay connected constantly. Yavaglu ನೀವು base station ಗೆ connect ಆಗಿರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. Connect ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. So you can move around to perform the action. Can you give me some examples, sir? Mobile, laptop, PDA, personal digital assistants, all these things, whatever you are using, it is not required to connect or stay connected to the base station or the central network. So this is the speciality of mobile computing. So here topic na navi artha madkondidivi. One is wireless, another one is mobile computing. That's what you need to remember when it comes to the base station and when it comes to the mobile computing and when it comes to the wireless communication. So this is what you need to understand. Next very important topic, in daily life you will use this. What is that? Sir, GSM. What is the meaning of GSM? Probably all of us are using this GSM every day. What exactly this GSM is all about? This GSM abbreviation you can expect for 1 mark, so please make a note of it. GSM in the sense Global System for Mobile Communications. I repeat, Global Systems for Mobile Communication is what I will call it as GSM. Please make a note of it. It's very, very important. GSM in the sense what? Global System for Mobile Communication. So fine, we understood the definition. So why do we need this GSM? What exactly GSM is all about? So please listen to me carefully. GSM, standard for digital cell phones, was established in Europe. Where did they invented this? So they started using this in Europe. So mainly for the mobile technologies, mainly for the mobile telecommunication. So they started the concept of GSM. So how exactly it's working? Let's understand that. So GSM uses narrow broadband. Especially they uses narrow band. In that we use TDM. Is it TDM only or TDMA? It is TDMA. What exactly is TDMA? Please understand TDMA in the sense time division multiple access. Time division multiple access. Please understand, we have GSM. GSM is using the concept of TDMA. What exactly TDMA is all about? Time division multiple access. How exactly this time division multiple access is working? So please listen to me carefully. Say for example, I have 10 users. I have one channel. I repeat, I have how many users? 10 users. ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ 10 users ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಚಾನಲ್ ಇದೆ. 10 users ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಚಾನಲ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸರ್ಗೆ 1 ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 1 ಇಂದ 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್ವರೆಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಇಂದ 10 ತನಕ ನನ್ನ ಟೈಮ್ ಬರೋ ತನಕ ಆ ಚಾನಲ್ನ ಯೂಸರ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1ಗೆ ನಾನು ಡೆಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಬೇರೆ 9 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್. ಸೊ 2 ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಯೂಸರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 11 ಇಂದ 20 ತನಕ ಅಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್, ವೆನ್ ಮೈ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಸ್ 11 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ it ends by 20. So till then, the second user is completely occupying the channel. It's very simple, sir. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅವರ್ ನನಗೆ 301, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಭಿಲಾಷ್ ಸರ್ಗೆ 301, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಅವರ್ RS ಸರ್ಗೆ 301. ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಸ್ಲಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ನ ಆ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಹೆಂಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಚಾನಲ್, ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಏನು ಚಾನಲ್. ಸೊ ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ಯಾರು? ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ? ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್. ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ 1 users are there. So time division in the sense I am breaking down the channel, so I am assigning the channel based on the time. That's what you need to understand when it comes to TDMA. Now GSM ಅಲ್ಲಿ TDMA ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. That's what you need to understand. Right, moving forward, TDMA is a short time division multiple access. So a technology for delivering the digital wireless service using the time division multiplexing. Time division multiplexing. That's what you need to understand. That's what I have explained here. Right, we understood GSM. GSM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ? TDMA ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Right, what is the next one that we have? We have something called wireless and mobile computing. We have something called wireless and mobile computing. Very interesting. All of you know about this. Everybody says that SIM. What is SIM? Subscriber Identity Module. What is that SIM? Subscriber Identity Module. In that SIM has got two important things which you don't know. What is that? We have the memory for that SIM card. We have the memory for the SIM card. Along with the memory, we also have the processor for the SIM card. Two things we have. What is that we have? We have the memory for the SIM card, and also we have the processor for the SIM card. That's what you need to remember. You probably would have come across, whenever you're trying to save the content, your phone will ask whether I should save it for the SIM memory or whether I should save it for the phone memory. So by now you will understand. So SIM has got some memory, a little memory. So what is the size of memory that we have? 16 to 64 KB. You'll not have much memory in that. You have 16 to 64 KB of memory you will have in the SIM card, right? Fine. A SIM is a computer chip that gives a cellular device. It's a unique phone number. Each and every subscriber identity module will have a unique number. That's what your phone number. That's what you need to remember. Subscriber identity module will have a unique number. That's what I will call it as a phone number. And also it will have the memory of size 16 to 64 KB. And also it has got the inbuilt processor. So this is what you have to remember when it comes to the concept of SIM, right? What next, we have something called CDMA. So we have discussed, already you would have experienced it, right? Whenever you are purchasing the phone in the olden days, we used to have something called, Reliance was dealing with this CDMA phones. You will not be able to use any other SIM slots, any other SIM of different network. You have to use only the Reliance if you purchase the Reliance device. So that is of CDMA. That is of CDMA. What exactly CDMA is all about? Please understand. CDMA in the sense code division multiple access. What is CDMA? Code division multiple access. ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? Code division multiple access. ಇಲ್ಲಿ time division multiple access GSM ಅಲ್ಲಿ when it comes to CDMA, please understand it is code division multiple access. Code division multiple access. What exactly code division multiple access? How exactly we are dealing with code division multiple access? Listen to me carefully. So code division multiple access, digital cellular technology that uses spread spectrum. How technology use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇದು? Spread spectrum. Please underline this and understand. Make a note of it. CDMA uses spread spectrum technologies. How exactly it is working? So let us understand this in detail. So CDMA is a form of spread spectrum, which simply means that the data, whatever I have, sent in the small pieces. Small pieces over the number of discrete frequencies available for the users. We did not understood anything whatever they have given in the textbook. Please listen carefully. What is the name that we have? CDMA. Code division multiple access. ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆ ಆ ಡೇಟಾನ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ we divide the data into small packets. So we will encrypt the data, and once we send the data in the channel that side, we need some decryption code. We need the decryption code to decrypt and to rejoin the data. So how are we sending? We use the concept of spread spectrum. Use the concept of spread spectrum. Nan data na nanu small packets agi divide ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು I am just spreading my data. So once I receive all my small packets, I have to decrypt the data. So that's what you need to understand. Each part of the data is coded. That's what I will call it as the encryption. ಆದರೆ TDM ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ, TDMA ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಸ್ಲಾಟ್ನ ಅಲೋಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಒಂದು ಯೂಸರ್ಗೆ, ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಸ್ಲಾಟಲ್ಲಿ ಡೇಟಾನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ CDMA ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಪೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕೋಡೆಡ್, ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್, ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎನ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೆಡ್. So once it is received by the receiver end, receiver ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು they have to decrypt it. So that's what you need to remember. ಪ್ರತಿ ಡೇಟಾನ ನಾನು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ I have to use the code. I have to use the code. That's the meaning of CDMA, code division multiple access. That's what you need to remember when it comes to the code division multiple access, right? Moving on to the next one. What is wireless in mobile computing? It's very simple. If you have taken one connection to your house, what you will do, you can take the connection from your house. I mean, like, from your dining hall. Let's imagine your phone is in the dining hall. So from dining hall, you need some separate connection to the kitchen, some separate connection to the bedroom, separate connection to the security. So do you take a separate connections? I mean, like, for each and every connection, you will have a different separate connection? No. Then what is the technology that we are using? Say for example, admin office ge connection bandirutte. Admin office in the first floor ge, second floor ge, third floor ge, fourth floor ge, fifth floor ge. College ಅಲ್ಲಿ different coordinator desk ಗೆ different phones ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಫೋನ್ಗೂ ನಾನು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡರ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾನು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡರ್ಸಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡರ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾನು ಫೋನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನ? ನೋ. I am using a concept of, please remember, wireless in local loop. Wireless in local loop. ಏನಿದು wireless in local loop? ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು I will be using the different connections in my local building. So that's what I will call it as a wireless in local loop. So whenever I'm using this, I have to use different devices. Let's understand how exactly we are dealing with this. Whenever I'm using this wireless in local loop service, please remember the telephone provided is expected to be as good as the wired phone. ಯಾವುದು ನೀವು ಟೆಲಿಫೋನ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಫೋನ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಲೆಸ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್. Whenever you are using the cordless phones, it is expected to be the line of sight in the sense, like, almost it should be in a straight line. So then only your signals will be little stronger when we compare to all other directions. That's what they explain here, right? So that's what they explain in the third point. So its voice quality must be high. A subscriber carrying out a conversation must not be irritated with the quality. One must be able to use the speaker, cordless phone or the parallel phone. That's what they explain. ನಾನೇನಾದರೂ wireless in local loop ನಾನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸೊ I can use the devices like cordless phone ಅಥವಾ speaker phone ಅಥವಾ normal phones, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. That should not create the noise, it should not destroy or it should not hamper the quality of the data whatever I am transmitting and receiving. So concept is very simple. Wireless ಲೋಕಲ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಒಂದು ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತಗೋತೀರಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಯೂ ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಕೋತೀರಾ. ಒಂದು ಮೇನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನಿಂದ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅದರ್ ಫೋನ್ಸ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಫೋನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಕಾರ್ಡ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. That's all. Make sure that the quality of the voice is very clear and high. That's what they mention when they are speaking about the wireless local loop. So that's what you have to remember. The last topic for the day is all about GPRS. What is this GPRS? Please understand again the acronym of this GPRS is very important because you can expect 1 marks question from this. What exactly GPRS is all about? So please write down General Packet Radio Service. What is that? General Packet Radio Service is what I will be calling it as a GPRS. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಜಿ ಪಿ ಆರ್ ಎಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ದ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಜಿ ಪಿ ಆರ್ ಎಸ್. Before that, let me discuss one more point. GPRS is used for wireless communication. Mainly GPRS is used for wireless communication for a mobile device. GPRS ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಮೇಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ವೈರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಫೈನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ if I am using the GPRS. So fine. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅ ನೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್. ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್. GPRS ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮೇಲ್ಸ್ and also large data, download games and also watch movies. All these things are possible if I am using the GPRS. ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಡೇಟಾನ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಮೇಲ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು, ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ದ ಇಮೇಜಸ್ and also you can watch the movies. Mainly I have this GPRS to access the internet, especially for the mobile devices. That's what you need to remember. So when it comes to this GPRS, we have different generations. We have 1G, we have 2G, we have 3G, we have 4G, we have 5G. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಜಿನೋ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಟಿಲ್ ಡೇಟ್. ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅದು? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್, but you don't know about it, which I am going to reveal on my next class. Keep waiting for me to understand. So this session might have like different dry subject or dry content, but when it comes to the next session, it's very very interesting. You will enjoy a lot is what I will promise all of you. Do you know something about 2.9G? Do you know something about 2.5G? Do you know something about 3.9G? I will discuss about all those things which is not there in your textbook as well as in your syllabus, but it's very interesting. Guys, keep waiting for me till the next session. Until then, take care. Bye bye.